Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kyle Riker back at you in another video review, and this time, at long last, we'll be taking a look at the AEW Unmatched Series 2, the icon Sting. If you saw my last video of Retrocon pickups, you will know I picked up this figure at Retrocon for kind of a hefty price, but either way, it's very worth it. I was very mixed on this figure when it first came out, and I'll explain why later on. It mainly has to do with the fact he's wearing a t-shirt. I usually don't really care for figures that have t-shirts on. I mean, sometimes I like them, but I never like love them. But I have a couple friends of mine who have this figure, and they keep telling me, you know, it's like it's one of the best figures ever made. Like, you have to buy it, or whatever. I was like, you know what? I need an AEW Sting for my Darby Allin. So you know what? Screw it. So anyways, here he is. Let's see if their opinions are correct. But anyways, before we take a look at the figure, take a look at the packaging first. Now, it's a little bit different than the regular Unmatched packaging, where usually it's silver, but this time it's blue. So up here is blue, the Sting is in blue, and of course the Luminaries collection is in blue. So it's a nice look. I actually wouldn't mind if they kept the blue as the regular packaging. I don't know, it kind of stands out. It's actually kind of cool. So I said Sting right there. He is number 9 from Series 2. Number 9, Series 2. His letter is a L. Okay. Of course, AEW at the top. On the back, picture of the Stinger right there. This is from an episode of Dynamite, December 2nd, 2020 in Jacksonville, Florida, which was actually his debut in AEW. And then moving down, the other figures in the set, we got Ty Conti, Ortiz, Santana, Wardlow, MJF, and of course, Sting. I'm still in the hunt for Ty Conti. She seems to be the hardest figure to find, surprisingly. Ortiz, I'll get him on Amazon. Santana, he's actually on clearance at my local Walmart for like, I think, 10 bucks. Wardlow, I did a review of him way back, maybe a couple months ago, so if you have not seen it, check that out. MJF, I don't know, maybe. I mean, I like the outfit, but I hate that face sculpt. Because like I said, if you haven't seen my review of Wardlow, check that out. And stay tuned for future reviews of Ty Conti, Santana, and Ortiz. Anyways, that does it for the packaging, so let's open up the icon Sting and see what we have. We'll be right back. Okay, so here we have Sting out of the packaging, and Jazzwares and AEW, you pretty much did the impossible. You made me love a wrestling figure with the t-shirt painted on. Usually I like them, but I never love them. But this is probably the first figure that I actually love with the t-shirt painted on. I mean, this figure is pretty freaking sick. Anyways, freaking awesome. Anyways, let's take a look. All right, first up, his accessories. He comes with 2 pairs of hands. He has these standard gripping hands, and he has a pair of fists. And he also has, of course, his signature baseball bat. Which, how can you have a Sting action figure that doesn't come with his signature baseball bat? Now, it is a little bit different than the WWE one. You see, it has a little bit more of a wood texture, whereas this one does not. And also, this one's actually straight, and it looks like metal, whereas this one has like a wood texture to it, and it's a little bit more bent. And it's actually shorter than the WWE one, but it's still in scale. It looks like about the authentic size. And then finally, he comes with his signature trench coat, which is very nicely detailed with the gold buckles on the front there and on the sleeves. And the texture is very nice on it, on the sleeves. And of course it has the scorpion on the back there. It's kind of a harder rubber, but it's also very flimsy at the same time. So it's a little tricky to get off, but at the same time, pretty easy. And because of the rubber that it's made of, it has a very strong smell when you open the packaging. Like literally, when you first open this figure and take it out of the package, you're instantly met with a big whiff of the smell from the jacket, and it reeks. That's probably one of the biggest things I hate about figures that have rubber jackets, because God, these things smell. Anyways, he does have the plastic wrap on his stomach, so take that off real quick. Oh, dang it. Actually pulled the actual chest off. Oh, it's actually stuck. There we go. It's actually really, like, stuck to it. What the heck? That's never happened before, where the plastic is actually stuck to the figure. Oh, there we go. There we go. There, pop that back in place. And pop the torso back on. There we go. There we got Sting ready for action. Hopefully none of the paint rubbed off on that. No. Thank God. Because it was stuck to the torso, I seriously thought some of the paint from the shirt was going to rub off, but thank God it didn't. Anyways, here's Sting. And he looks pretty freaking awesome. Head scan is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Great head scan. This is definitely the best head sculpt for a modern day Sting, because we've seen some doozies, especially from the WWE ones, but don't worry, we'll get to that. But it looks great. Looks just like him. Face paint looks great. The hair could have been a tad bit darker possibly, but it still looks good. Awesome. Moving down, he's got the AEW Sting the Icon t-shirt with the 2 baseball bats. That looks really freaking dope. Nothing on the back. Nice texture on the sleeves up here. Very nice. Like I said, usually I don't like it when they put t-shirts on the figures, like when they're painted on. If it's removable, I don't care. But if it's painted on, it usually looks terrible. But here it looks fine. It's like they actually molded the texture of the actual t-shirt. And then, of course, underneath he does have his usual singlet bodysuit with the scorpions coming down here. And the standard boots with the scorpion on the side there. So, really nice figure. Like I said, I'm honestly surprised because I never ever love a figure that has the t-shirt painted on. But this is a really nice figure. Minor flimsy joints a little bit, but still not bad. However, he's a little tough to stand. I noticed his ankle joints make him a little tough to stand. Maybe that's just me. Moving back there. Comparisons here is with a couple other Sting figures. The Defining Moments Sting from Starrcade 97, which is another awesome figure. Very cool. Very controversial figure, but the Elite Series 39 Sting in the trench coat with the red shirt painted on. See, and this is what I meant by like a doozy head sculpt of a modern day Sting. But then it was kind of improved on with the next figure, the Target exclusive Hall of Fame Sting in his WrestleMania 31 outfit. So we can get him all back there. There we go. That he's gonna fall if I let him go. Anyways, like I said, they all stack up pretty well. But obviously the AEW one is probably the best one for the modern day Sting. But, sorry, motorcycle outside. But this Defining Moments is still my favorite. But a very close second is definitely this one. Really nice figure. And then for one last comparison, here he is with his tag team partner, as well as his kind of protege, I guess you could say, Darby Allin from Unmatched Series 1. And they look awesome together. I think the scaling's pretty good. I can't wait to see the actual 2-pack of these two together, where Sting has the t-shirt where it's half Darby, half Sting, and then Darby will have the skateboard that has half Darby, half Sting on it. So I can't wait to that. That comes out in December. Articulation, pretty standard for AEW figures. Head rotates 360. Has a hinge at the neck so it can go up and down really well. Arms fully rotate 360. You can go in and out. Rotate the bicep. Double jointed elbow. Very nice. Rotate the wrist and hinge. Has the upper torso joint, of course. Swivel waist this time, which is nice because usually on the AEW figures there's like very little waist movement, but this isn't like a harder rubber where it doesn't move that well, so it's much more smoother. So you do get waist. Legs forward that far, which is kind of disappointing. Should go up higher. And back to the original position, in and out. Thigh, double jointed knee. Rotate the boot, hinge at the ankle, and then the just a tiny bit ankle pivot. So, really nice figure. You definitely, Jazzwares, you definitely surprised me with this one. Because, man, like if you're definitely like me and you're very split on figures that have t-shirts painted on, this figure is probably going to shock you. And this is probably one of the must-have figures that you need in your AEW collection. Hands down. So quick final thoughts. Overall, I am very, very impressed with the Sting figure. Like I said, so Jazz Wars definitely surprised me because like I said, usually I hate it when they put t-shirts on the figures, like when they're painted on. But this figure definitely surprised me. You know, it's very accurate, gorgeous head scan. The t-shirt looks awesome. Trench coat, freaking awesome. Great detail on the bat. Scaling's pretty good. The articulation's pretty good. Minor limitation with the hip, and the joints are a tiny bit loose. And he is a little bit tricky to stand, but I can get him fine. And he looks great standing next to Darby Allin and the other AEW figures. And he stacks up well compared to the other Sting figures that you may have in your collection. So this figure is definitely a must-have for your AEW collection. Fantastic, one of the best figures of the year. If you can find him for a good price online, definitely pick him up. You will not regret it. Well worth the money. So must-have, highly recommended. And that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my previous video, which was my RetroCon 2022 pickups, where you see this figure as well as the other figures I picked up. Stay tuned for my next review, which will be one of the other figures I picked up at RetroCon, the WWE Elite Series 91 Rob Van Dam. And also stay tuned for more reviews of WWE action figures, AEW action figures, toy hunts, stop motions, and more. So be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss it. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, remember, you can't touch my dream, and you can't touch my soul. I'm out. Take care. Bye.